Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Namo Nama, Namo Nama, Namo Nama, Namo Nama. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Nama. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Tumhi Brahma Vishnu, Tumhi Maheshwara, Devadi Deva Mahadevaya Namah. Tumhi Brahma Vishnu, Tumhi Maheshwara, Devadi Deva Mahadevaya Namah. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Tumi Harihara He Trishuladari, Tumi Bholanatha Prabhu Krishna Murari, Niti Nawarupe Esa Pranavananda, Eshur Hridaya Morchiro Ananda. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya. Oh, namaste and welcome. Welcome to Mandir. We are in this place, a sacred place. Our Mandir is nature. Our Mandir is the lower existence of God, as Krishna Bhagwan would have said. Our Mandir has the murti of Mother Earth, water, Mother Ganga, air, Hanumanji, all these deities are here, and sun, fire, Agni Dev, and space. And this morning let us pay adorations to this murti is of ours, this mandir of ours, is the mandir that is closer, that will take us closer to our moksha, our liberation, because we're seeing everything here. The mandir, these murtis that are in us, the 5 murtis that make up our body, earth, water, fire, and space. But most of all, we have that consciousness, that life that is giving us, that's sustaining us. So we are complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Purnamada. From that full meaning, that thing, that consciousness that never took birth, so it cannot be destroyed. From that we came, and we have that inside of us. Take that away from us, that Purna, from where we came from to what we are, and we are the same. We are full. That's a powerful prayer, isn't it? This morning, let us show adorations to the Guru. Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Meditate on the Guru, worship the Guru, listen to the teachings of the Guru, and the Guru will give moksha. Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Only through the Guru's mercy that we can transition to the lower nature, to the higher. From this elusive mundane world to that world of realness. Om We go to that place of omnipotent, all-powerful, omnipresent, all-pervading, existing all over the universe, here, there, and everywhere, and omniscient, knowing everything, past, present, and future. Is it possible that we can be like that? Sure, this is the goal of our life. And you know, speaking of goal of our life, Swami Parameshananda would have talked about that very elaborately in his Shanghavani. And that's the whole purpose, that everything we do, we think, say, and do, is going to lead us to that moksha, this liberation. And you know, when he came as that full power, never fell. And throughout his bodily existence, he sustained that, and he created institution. BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, and he created monks. You know, this is the power of a great one. That he was able to transmit that divine power to his monk disciples. And they in turn, they lift themselves up. So the Guru came as the all-powerful. He never fall. But he lifted his disciples from the lower level to the higher level. Monks like Satchidananda, truth, consciousness, and bliss. And yes, he was the first president after Swami Parameshananda, and he displayed that power. That I can remember monks will say, he'd be sleeping, snoring, and then monks will come one time and he will stop his snoring and he will say, oh, you've come, and he called the name of the Swamiji who came and take him pranam, blessings from a distance, from his sleep. So these monks, they've grown so powerful. And this morning I want to talk about one great monk, because without that Swamiji, Swami Parameshananda, a direct disciples of Swami Parameshananda, without him, the ashrams in the West would not be existing. And there's so many disciples, thousands and thousands, that benefited from Swami Parameshananda. He came with that mission headed by Swami Advaitananda. Swami Advaitananda was one of the Sapta Rishis, and they came in the early 50s and traveling with a boat and long journey, and came and stopped in Trinidad and then moved on to Guyana. And then Swami Parameshananda returned to Trinidad, but he spent some time and established school. But fertile ground was there more in Guyana, and he returned to Guyana, and from a swampy land he was able to create an ashram. And this is the greatness of Swamiji, when he could create disciples, because that magnetic divine power was in him, and he was drawing those young boys to him, and they become the brahmacharis and monks of the Guyana SEVASHRAM Sheng. That's how we know about great Swamijis. Other Swamijis he has created, Swami Vidyadhana and others. Swami Vidyadhana was the only one that was able to create disciples, because he was very obedient to the Guru. Never did he think to go above and think that the Guru is not so great. That love and dedication that Swami Vidyadhana had for Swami Parameshananda, he created brahmacharis, and he extended the work of the Shangha, came to New York and established the Guyana America SEVASHRAM Sheng. And I'm a product of that ashram. After Swami Parameshananda would have snatched me out of mundane life. Imagine, Parameshananda passed away in 1941. And here in 1991, he would have snatched me out of mundane life. Going to bed one time, waking up in the morning, and you become you become transformed. All the sins of the past births and the current birth has been wiped out. Because why? He has that power. He will said that when he was about to leave, I will manage my ashram, I will rule my ashram from behind the curtain. Why? He was saying that he was consciousness, and that all-pervading, all-powerful, all-knowing consciousness is still with us. This is how we know the greatness. That some monks, they can create They're pioneers, they're spiritual pioneers, and others are just followers. They inherit what was created and they sustain. All in all, this is good, very good. But this morning, don't you also think that you have the capability of lifting yourself up? This is the purpose of me giving you this message, that many times you will hear me repeating the same thing. But abhyas is so necessary. Sreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj, jnanat dhyanan vishishyate, dhyanat karma phala tyagas, tyaga kshantir anantaram. Arjuna, you worship me, you do practice, you do arti, na? You wave the diya, you wave the agarbatti in front of me. But this is good. But listen, Arjuna, you think of my greatness. You read about me. And this is what Krishna Bhagavan wanted us to know, that when the Gita was delivered to all of us, and this is his message. And when we follow that Gita, we read it, how powerful, or even the Shanga Gita, or the Bible, or the Tripitaka in the Buddhism. These are all realized souls. We should have a mind that's open to everything and attached to nothing, and recognize that manifestation of consciousness. This is the greatness of our consciousness. And Swami Parameshananda ji wrote a book. Oh, what a dynamic book! You should get it. Prophet of New Age by Ninian Smart. He was the author, and Parameshananda spent lots of times with Ninian Smart, and that book was written. And then that book that really lifted it, the Caribbean Hindus and Hindus all over the world, the Hindu Twam. I'm a Hindu. And that Hindu Twam has all the answers to so many questions that you have. And Purnananda Swamiji was great at that. And then he started to write a book where he arranged Bhagavad Gita by topic, but he couldn't finish it. And I was so blessed that I was asked by Swami Buddhananda to continue writing that book. And I finished it. Eternal Answers by Swami Parameshananda. You can go get it on Amazon.com. And that book is going to arrange Bhagavad Gita. It talks about Krishna Bhagavan as the five aspects of God. Him being consciousness, Virat Roop, Atma, individual soul, and then incarnations, demigod, and then number 5, the 5 elements and the brilliance in nature. And I was able to do that. And then he asked the question, I continued the book by saying, how can we get into a relationship with God? Through the spiritual master, through knowledge and wisdom, through seva, through devotion, through meditation, through renunciation, celibacy. Mad indeed is the one of discovering spiritual life with a mind that's torn by passions and agonized by carnal hankerings. That celibacy. Well, I'm saying that to householders, many of you are householders. Why am I saying that? Because in our Hindu system, all stages of our lives, even my life, we have to have that discipline. Imagine how much energy, mental and physical energy is going to relationship with the opposite sex. So if we can minimize it by following the rules of our religion, and all religions have rules regarding this, that when we follow these rules and conserve our mental and physical energy, then you'll see that transformation will happen. It's all about discipline. Swamiji Pranavadanji would have asked, what is religion? Self-discipline, self-sacrifice, adherence to truth, and countenance. And this is so powerful that when he got God realization, he giveth all. And he would have said, all the austerity that I've done, please take it. You don't have to recreate this wheel of spirituality. I'm giving you that power, just believe. And Krishna Bhagavan would have said also, Sarva dharmam parityaja, mamekam sharanam vraja. Arjuna, I've told you everything in this Bhagavad Gita. Now, just your only duty now is to come to me and you will get your liberation. And in that book I continue to say, what is the person, how does a person behave who is in relationship with God? And how does a person behave who is not in a relationship with God? These are all coming from the Gita. And then I would have concluded in that book, what is death and what is after death. And it's all there. So this inspiration, this transmission of knowledge, devotees, we've been reading, we've been listening. My message to you this morning, do meditation, as in that sloka, Sreyo hi jnanam abhyasaj jnana dhyanan vishishyate. Do your arti, but when you're done, do your worship. When you're done, while you're doing it, think about who you're worshipping, the greatness of Krishna Bhagavan, the greatness of Swami Parameshananda ji. And then when you're done, sit down and do a little meditation. And then you'll see that the inner voice will be more pronounced. And when you hear that inner voice, this is really Ganesh ji. When we read, this inner voice is the one that will keep us away from problems and suffering. This is how we worship Ganesh ji, when we listen to that inner voice. This is the Guru speaking. And then when we're done, serve the world. BHARAT, SEVASHRAM. Try the way to serve. This is the greatness of our BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, and all organizations of this magnitude. This morning, my message to you is Sunday morning here in America and Western world. Hindus in particular, they will go to the temples or do their puja, and also Christian brothers and everyone will go to the church and masjid and whatever and do their prayers. So I give you these blessings this morning. Have no fear. Just think that you are already what you like to be. You are consciousness. Our prayer should be, oh Swami Parameshananda, oh Krishna Bhagavan, and all the deities, oh Lord Shiva, help me to rediscover I'm just like you. I'm consciousness. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Aren't you feeling good that you have lifted yourself to that higher level and you're not in that state of sorrow and suffering? Just like the Buddha did, that when he was suffering and all of that, before he became the Buddha, when he was Siddhartha, they were suffering because he didn't understand. But when he got that God realization in the Bodhi tree, what happened? He got to that place where no more suffering. Let us learn from these great souls. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.